Welcome to Center of Light Foundation. Always remember, we are the tribe, we are the nation of light. Here to stir things up a bit. Dr. Katie Camara up in here. I'm away from the social media platforms right now, so as you can see, only for Katie. I don't know why. Everyone else is anonymous. So hello, anonymous beings. Hello, Mary Dawn Pafford. Hello, Dana Trotter. Welcome to Center Light Foundation. I do this ongoingly for the last quite a few many years as a log of my journey for my children, for other people. Please feel free to log in with me as I log in with you. Tonight we're going to be speaking about my ongoing, most recent endeavor, experience, raising my Kundalini, going into the cave, making love to God. And I want to say thank you, Dana, for something she sent me, this image about, I will get to that, so blessings and thank you, which is in alignment with tonight's presentation. That happens to be, and happened to me, Rest Son, Yes Mom. My mother, deceased, very much active and alive. She told me today, over and over and over, Keith, just rest. So tonight is Rest Son, and my response is Yes Mom. Let me get to my notes, my bullet points. What are you not aware of? I'm coming into a greater state of awareness. Or you. What are you not aware of? What have you not learned? Why do you not know? What do you not know? How do you not know? Jack Talcott. Genuflect. This is where I am at. Many of you are. Genuflect. It's this humility, this posture of willing to die. For the nectar, the jewel, the amaranth, the vibhuti ash of all that is everything and could ever be. That's the journey. Genuflect. Divine alignment happens when one acknowledges, integrates, and lives the supreme truth. So what is the supreme truth? Fall within, for it is there waiting on your sweet surrender. Yesterday, probably going to the restroom is when I get my downloads. Yesterday, being in constant communion with Swamiji, he told me, Keith, stop doing the mantra. Stop chanting my name. The name has already been established in your structure, your infrastructure, your inner structure. Share that a little more with you in a bit. Tomorrow, when you go into the cave to be with Spirit, constant prayer, constant prayer, constant prayer, uttering the name of God. The Supreme Lord of the universe, I recognize you. The supreme truth. Don't do the mantra, Keith. Okay. Well, today, again, I go at it. 3 to 4, sometimes whatever many hours a day. I'm in my bed with my space heater going. I don't run my central unit with my covers over my head. Om Shri Sai Ram Guru Deva Datta, Om Shri Sai Ram Guru Deva Datta, Om Shri Sai, over and over and over and over and over. I'm not trying to get to the end. I'm in the bliss of just being in that delicious garden. Don't do the mantra. So today when I go into the cave, Keith, don't do the mantra. Just be here. The foundation, the Center of Light foundation, has already been laid. The bed has already been laid and made ready for you to tuck yourself in it. So I did just that. And laying in the bed, as foretold, I'm going to say that as well. Mantras create the baseline vibration to establish the spiritual dimensions one wishes to dance. There's a story of an upcoming avatar. He chanted the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, so many times throughout the duration of his life. When he left his body, people who came to him or to the event of his passing, you can hear it. You can hear it just resounding off of his body. Dana sent me today, knowing I'm a lover of Sai Baba, purification. Here we go. Purification of mind happens with recital of God's name and devotion of God. This is what I've been doing. This is a lot of what's happening to me. The world no longer interests me. Almost to the point of at all. I love it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's just a lot of noise. Not out of sight, out of mind. Rather, in heart, I am willing to find whatever it takes for me to become an instrument of that very peace that I offer to you. Please offer it back to me. The last week has been very emotionally painful for me. Childhood stuff, I'm sure, but it's reflected in the outside world that we must endure. What is the Divine Mother? As to why in the thumbnail you saw my beautiful mother. What is the Divine Feminine? The Mother. The concept of Divine Mother is found in many spiritual and religious traditions throughout the world. In Hinduism, the Divine Mother is known as Devi, or Shakti, while in Christianity, it is the Virgin, and is often referred to as the Mother of God. Regardless of the specific tradition, the Divine Mother is seen as the embodiment of nurturing and compassionate qualities of the divine. The Divine Mother is often associated with the feminine qualities such as love, again, compassion, and nurturing. I don't know how this got duplicated, but either way. In many spiritual traditions, she is often seen as the source of all creation, which we're going to talk about, the cosmic divine womb. The source of all creation is believed that all things in the universe are born from her. As such, she is often seen as protector. Mother Bear, right? A provider and a guide. One of the central aspects of the Divine Mother is her unconditional love, unlike human mothers who may often have limitations and attachments. The Divine Mother's love is all-encompassing. This is what I'm going to share with you later in this experience in the cave with Swamiji and my biological mother. The Divine Mother is all-encompassing without conditions. It is said that she loves all beings equally, regardless of their actions or beliefs. The Divine Mother is also associated with transformation and renewal. Hence my turning within myself, so much so I am upside down on my head as I lay in that bed in the stead of making love to God every day. I don't ever want to leave it. The Divine Mother is also associated with transformation and renewal. It is believed that through her grace, one can overcome obstacles, dissolve negative karma, and attain spiritual liberation. Many spiritual practitioners invoke her name, your very own mother, who may be deceased, the very idea of mother of that which it is in the first place, loving, nurturing, compassionate, supportive, caring, come into my bosom kind of thing. This is real power. Many spiritual practitioners invoke her name and seek her blessings to help them on their path. In summary, the Divine Mother is a universal symbol of love, compassion, and nurturing. As I said, I don't know why it kept repeating itself. She represents the creative and sustaining aspects of the divine and is the source of inspiration, principle, and guidance for protection to her spiritual seekers of all traditions. When I go into the cave of Samadhi to be with God, I start Om Sri Saram Guru Deva Datta Ing, and I get lost in it. And in the getting lost of it, I begin to find myself. So going back to what Swamiji said to me today, Keith, don't forget, no mantra. It's already established. The foundation has been laid. Now just lay in the bed that I have made for you. Don't do the mantra. The baseline has already been established. Om Sri Sai Ram Guru Deva Datta. It's been anchored. Swamiji told me, now just be with me in mother and in mother energy. And then out of nowhere, my mom says, hello, Keith. How do I know it is my mother? Dear Lord, how can you not know your own mother? My mom shows up and keeps telling me over and over and over, no mantra, Keith, just rest, my son. And I say, yes, Mom. All the while, she's stroking my lower back, raising my kundalini. For those who do not know, what is kundalini? It's an energy. It starts at the base of the spine, and with spiritual work, practice, lifetimes, it begins to migrate towards the top of the head, as to why we see halos around Christed or sainted beings. This kundalini can look like two snakes, two serpents, going up a rod. Well, those two serpents happen to be your DNA structure, is one way of seeing it. But this masculine and feminine energy begin to move up the vertebrae, the spine, the caduceus, look it up, it's the medical staff. And at the top are the two angel wings that through this spiritual practice of raising this kundalini, one over the course of very few lifetimes, however long it takes, God is not in a hurry. So it's in this raising of this energy that I found my mother and others stroking my lower back. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to be right back. Tonight we're speaking about my mom as the representation, my teacher, with Swamiji, along with other feminine, divine quality energies that were present and pressing, if you will, widening this energy to, what do you call this? My flank. So, song break, Nothing Like You. No one loves you like your mom. I'm looking for the right song. See you shortly. Welcome to Center of Light Foundation.
She turned to me and told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. I lay surprised at the simpleness of her soul. Wasting away in a sea of uncertainty, she had stayed with me for days. I needed love in so many different ways. And as I watched, she floated through the room, and as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never leave. Angel of love, will you always be with me so I can let go? Reveal to me the beauty of your soul. I turned away, her light was so blinding, the energy of her love. She said goodbye and turned into a dove. As I watched, she floated through the room, and as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never leave. She turned to me, told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. Reveal to me the beauty of your soul.
Welcome back to Center of Light Foundation, my dear Lord brother and sisters. Can I get an amen? Can I get a witness, child? We're the tribe, we're the nation of light. We're here to do some serious good damage. Put that on the sandwich, because I be loving you. Tonight we are speaking about rest, son. Yes, Mom. My time with my mother this morning, which I have had throughout the years, and I am grateful. Om Sri Sai Ram Guru Devatata. Mother energy, there is nothing like it. It is all safety. It's where we find purpose. It's where we find balance. It's where we find life, life-giving. Nothing like your mother is. Maybe your grandmother, as she holds you in them big bosoms and rocks you to, not to sleep, but to awake. So here we go. It came through this morning, the raising of my Kundalini, the work I've been doing on myself. In the cave with God, losing all corporeal desire, falling into absolute surrender. And my mom shows up with Swamji. Who's Swamji? The embodiment of anything that can ever be embodied on earth today. So this morning, I had a realization. Big realization. I've always known it. Many of us always know it. Speaking for myself, I had an integration in this realization that the face of the Divine Mother exists in all femininity. Well, I get that. It's obvious. But it came to me this morning where I saw all of my past girlfriends, wives. Yes, I did say wives. People close to me in the feminine garb. I really saw the Divine Mother, still do, because it's happened this morning, as one energy that moves through the feminine. Sort of like the one arm that extends the 5 fingers. When I saw my mother, there was lots of other, if you will, feminine energy entities. While my mom was working on my back, my Kundalini begins to pulse. But it did not feel like the Kundalini pulse I felt last week. Kundalini pulse. I'm just making up a term. What is it? Well, if this is your skin, there's something in there doing this. Last week it was pretty intense. Lots of discomfort. Tolerable, but discomfortable. Today, it was actually more intense or more strong, but more tolerable. Because this is the Divine Feminine Mother energy. As to why women can tolerate pain or have a greater pain threshold than men. So it was a buffer, a blessing, a grace to me. In other words, it's like an anesthesia. We're going to give you some anesthesia today, Keith, so we can push a little harder. That's the mother energy. That's the Divine Mother energy. To protect, to support, to nurture, to love, to hold. It was my mother and Swamji, and they were all having a good old time at my discomfort expense. When we reflect back 2,000 whatever years ago, and the greatest teacher ever known, Yeshua, Jesus for those, on the cross, erected on the cross. And the famous story of the 3 women at the foot of the cross in prayer. I'm assuming, if my memory serves me right, his mother, Mary the Virgin, if you will, Mary Magdalene, and I'm not sure who the third one is. But what was this image all about? Of course, they loved their loved one, Yeshua, symbolically, metaphorically, literally, cosmically, as above, so below, on forever it will go. These three, numerical three, Trinity, always three, were holding it down. They were holding down the experience and compassion, nurturing, support, love, and in so doing, they were the foundation that opened up the cosmic womb for Yeshua to ascend back through the cosmic gate, back through the womb. It's the same womb, hither or thither, comes and goes, in through the outdoor, out through the indoor, holding it open with their motherly love, compassion, grace, support, all these wonderful divine mother qualities. This is the power of mother. The point of this presentation, which will probably be a little short tonight, is there is this place, rather this space. You can do this. I spoke with Dr. Rita Louise a couple of days ago. She said something and I totally agree with her, which is we have it easier now because there's so much conscious avatar hood, avatar ship, people waking up, firing off, blowing out, coming into states of enlightenment, increments by increments, levels by levels, dimensions by dimensions. That there's a momentum behind all of us. This is the purpose of tonight's presentation. You can do this. Well, Keith, I don't know anything. You can do this. This is not about a doing of anything. This is about meaning something so sincerely, so passionately, so humbly, so vulnerably, that there's nothing else that can happen except what I'm offering to you that you can do. Simple. When you go into prayer, it's try instead. No, don't try. Do not. Please God, please God, please God. That has its place. This is not that place I'm referring to. The place, space, more so. Not more so. The only way. It's a space of, I just want to be with you. And whatever that is, whatever you are, however you look, if you have a look at all, whatever it is you're feeling to whatever degrees of divine bliss that I can't even begin to possibly understand, help me to understand. Be careful. I want to stay in my body. Don't push so hard that I'm so submersed with you. I have people have to look after kind of idea, but you got to mean it. That's it. There's nothing else to do. And all of this divine motivational inertia, momentum, will begin to move you in such a way you will feel your back pulse. Trust. Constricting only creates pain and ache. The pain and ache, the ache's going to be there. There's no need for adding suffering to it. I'm afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're encompassed by the divine in the first place. The reason for doing mantra, mine, is Om Sri Sai Ram Guru Deva Datta. I have quite a few. My preferred one is Om Sri Sai Ram Guru Deva Datta. As I go into the cave of myself, covering my head in my bed, is to invoke the Supreme Lord of the universe. It's called Christ. It's called Om Sri Sai Ram Guru Deva Datta. It's called whatever you choose to deem it. That's all actually really irrelevant. And at some level, it becomes noise itself. The reason to do mantra, for whatever mantra serves whatever mission or goal you're trying to establish, but to connect with God in a conscious way, the reason to do mantra is to hold your deity in your heart. You do it long enough, and the deity will hold you in their heart. Game's over. How will I know when I am at the level that it becomes default in me You can always do it to stimulate your system, if you will, but you will know its default in you, automatic pilot, second nature, original nature, rather, is when you gather yourself in such a way that as soon as you're about, this happens to me all the time. Even before as I'm laying on the bed, it's already started. I'm not starting it. The me that I know me to be is not the one starting it. It's because I'm opening up myself to get into the cave. It's basically like walking to the threshold of someone's house. As you're walking into it, it's already begun. I hear the mantra. So this is what my mother and Swansea was trying to tell me. Rest, son. And I say, yes, mom. And then way in the background, like music of the spheres, like angels playing harps and violins, ushering me in to this garden place of eternal bliss. Just sit back and listen to the song that's connecting you to everything. And my mother was sitting there stroking my back like brushing her daughter's long hair. You can do this. Find your deity if you have one, or find an idea or a model that means more to you than anything could ever possibly. That will be God for you, even if you are an atheist, because it's a ritual. It's something you hold in the highest of regard. Mary says, I have ongoing conversations with my mother. I even sound like her at times. The cosmic womb. When it doesn't mean you die, some part of you will. When you enter into the cosmic womb, which goes both ways, your biological mother's womb births you physically. Well, it's the same. One is a push and one is a pull. And you go back through the same gate, the same womb, without your mother, because normally your parents die before you. But it's the same suction, the same pull back to the divine mother, as above, so below, on forever it will go. We can all do this. You can do this. You don't have to have these many years of spiritual black belts under you or karate belts under you and accolades. It all gets lost because it becomes noise. Do your mantra do your mantra. Find words that represent to you the ultimate power. I love my family. I love my children. I love my Lord. I love everything that has been given to, whatever it is that's your song. Begin to sing your song. It's your swan song. Do this according to How to Create a New Habit, 21 days. However long it takes, it may take you a little longer, it may take you a little lesser. And you will know it's automatic, but don't get lazy. Fall into the bliss and linger and lay in the bed for a little while. You will feel when you need to recharge your mantra self. Establish your baseline. The higher ups who represent this vibratory frequency energy for you, your loved ones that may be deceased, the deities all around you, anything that represents all that is good and the qualities of what you are dabbling with, if to use a word, will begin to resound you. You will have all the support, all the compassion, all the love, all the nurturing that you can ever possibly choose, want, and or. Why should I raise my Kundalini, Keith, and open up my third eye? Your Kundalini and your third eye will both be excited. Irregardless. But do you have the spiritual balance? And I don't mean doing all this work. Do you have the balance within yourself to let go? Because really, none of us have any choice to do anything but that. Are you sure? Hello, 2023. Have you ever thought about balloons in the sky that can potentially have EMP pulses and could be spies and all that noise. No, you didn't. Hello? So the more that you see the noise in the world from the dirty father energy, there are perfectly balanced divine masculines. But I'm talking about the dad, the father, the guy that wants to pop you in your ass and all that kind of energy stuff. No matter what, you can always go back to your mom. No one loves you like your mom. It's in the bosom of your divine mother. Look around you, especially to the older generations. You might see it in the new ones, pretty much alike. There's different qualities and characteristics. But grandmothers are grandmothers. Your auntie is your auntie.